If you look at the overall business, Frank, though, I mean, you have reached like an all-time high when it comes to your shares. So, where do you want to really grow and surprise investors going forward that the company still has way to grow?
Yeah, I think, we have had a very strong growth. We grew almost 25% organically in the second quarter. So it shows, and of course, we are a reflection of what the economy does. But I have no doubt with our 5 divisions, we have plenty of opportunity to gain market share in the next couple of years. We have a highly engaged workforce. That's the reason why we gave them or announced that we will give them a second Corona bonus this year. Around the world. And I think that is a base for great service quality. And therefore, I have no doubt, even if the growth rate overall comes down for the economy, we have plenty of opportunity to grow the business by gaining market share.
Frank, very notable, you say that B2B has bounced back. I think you said fully bounced back now. Back in May, B2B was still just coming back. Where do you see B2B going as conditions do normalize? What's the growth opportunity there?
No, definitely the full year, I think, we'll see a complete recovery of the economy. I'm very optimistic. But the interesting field where we will play a role as well as B2B e-commerce. So people talk usually when they talk about e-commerce about B2C to private consumers. What we really have seen through the COVID-19 pandemic that more and more B2B companies have started to sell their products online. And of course, that creates a tremendous opportunity for companies like us who are strong in B2C e-commerce and B2B business. And that's the reason why we believe they can grow here as well.
Can you give any comment in terms of what we're hearing around shipping delays? I mean, there's still huge issues and new issues, it sounds like, when it comes to container shipping and moving goods around the world. I mean, how do you fit in, and what can you tell us on that front?
Yeah, so, what we see is actually what you should expect. If markets are growing so rapidly, you have a shortage immediately in the elements, in production. There's significant shortage in production of certain products because the demand, moved up so rapidly. And of course, that leads also to shortage in logistics. Because there is limitations of container. But this is all completely normal. It's always at the beginning, but overall it's good signs. We will see an increase in employment around the world, which is good. That will trigger additional demand. So what we are seeing is not surprising if you look backward. People, when they enter a crisis, always think, oh, it will keep going. What we see now is completely expected, I think, and not surprising, and it will normalize pretty rapidly as well. So these are all phenomena if you come back in an economy very rapidly.
Frank, you've lifted your guidance, you've got a high on the share price, but you've also been generous to employees with this additional bonus payment, which I think is very interesting because we're not seeing all company leadership do this. Why do you think it's important to reward your workers with this extra compensation? And does it also tell us something about the tightness we're seeing across labour markets? How easy are you finding it to get the staff that you need?
So very clear, the purpose of that to really say thank you to our colleagues. We are doing extremely well, and we know in a service company, this is all the benefit of the great work our people are doing around the world. And the purpose of that signal to the organization and to the colleagues. And we do that for everybody the same because every employee is equal for us and contributes equally to the success. We believe that this is a clear gesture from the senior team. We let them participate in that. It's not because the labor market is tight, but it will help us as well. The money less, but the reputation it creates. People are very positive. We never had a more engaged workforce, and they tell that they're friends. So people are joining us because they want to work for a great employer. And I believe we are a great employer for many, and we are working on that to become a great employer for all who are working for us. And that gives us a competitive advantage. You can't win in the labor market just by money. I think you have to have other things, and that is one of the elements we have created, I think.